Hey guys, MultiClassicGamer here. Welcome back to more Battle for Bikini Bottom on Xbox. In last episode, we took on Jellyfish Caves with Patrick. In this episode, we're going to scale Spork Mountain as SpongeBob and get that King Jellyfish Jelly for Squidward. Anyways, we got a new type of Tikis here. This is the Tiki. SpongeBob will have to sneak up on it in order to destroy it. Patrick may throw things at it from a distance. So, Tikis can only be destroyed up front by SpongeBob. Otherwise, they have to be destroyed from a distance. Patrick cannot sneak up on Tikis like SpongeBob can. His, Patrick can sword tiptoe, but it doesn't work as effectively as SpongeBob. I guess it doesn't work unless you have the, the low piano key, or high-pitched piano key sound, I guess. I don't know. That's just my guess. Maybe that sound is appealing to Tikis, or to the Tikis or something like that. Anyways, watch this. I always do that. Even though it takes a hit, I take a hit from doing that, it's still pretty fun to do that. Just destroy all those Tikis and all those robots and Duplicatron at the exact same time. It's just so satisfying. Not a big fan of loud waterfalls, and it's not much better here in this version. Now, anyways, another Tardabot here. What in tarnation? Okay. Enough of that. Stop trying to be funny. You're not good at it. So, I didn't really talk much about the history of this game like I was supposed to in the last episode. Whoopsie. And, essentially, because there's more to it. Like I said, this is the third game that THQ made. But, THQ? Heavy Iron Studios. And it's funny because I thought that THQ made it back in the day. So like I said, Heavy Iron Studios was founded in 1999. This was the third game that they made. They made their first game. They developed their first game in 2001, which was the Evil Dead game. Not big. I don't honestly know about it. It's probably a survival horror game that I would probably never play myself because I'm not into that sort of thing. It's just not my genre. Yeah, they made two SpongeBob games in a row, basically, for the first time. They made this game and then the SpongeBob movie the very next year. And for the first 10 years, well, not the first 10 years, but from 2001 up to 2009, they made a game, they put out a game every single year. So Stone Tiki cannot be destroyed with ordinary moves and can be blown up by Thunder Tikis. So, basically, others to Stone Tikis are just those Tikis that are really hard to destroy. There are very few things in this game that will actually destroy them. And those are the 5 types of Tikis. We've discovered all of them at this point, so there's no more new Tikis to discover in later worlds.
There's nothing like the smell of bubbles in the morning. Smells like victory.
Yeah, good for you, SpongeBob. Yes, things that characters will say depending on, if you get a whole bunch of shiny objects at once, basically, so that's how that goes. This is purple. There's purple shiny objects right here. How are you gonna get it? Well, might be pretty obvious, but we'll get it later on, I suppose. So yeah, THQ put out a game every single year from 2001 to 2009, and during that time, in fact, from their founding up to 2009, they were owned by THQ. So for the first 10 years of their existence, they were owned by THQ. So they made games specifically for THQ, and in 2009, they separated from THQ and became an independent game developer. To this day, that's what they are. And so, because they still existed, that's why people were still hoping that they were involved in the Rehydrated, but unfortunately, that's not the case. And of course, 3 years after they left THQ went bankrupt, and nowadays they have basically been revived as THQ Nordic, sort of. So that's the one that's going to be publishing Rehydrated when that comes out next year. But up until this year, SpongeBob games were basically being published by Activision, but there were only 2 SpongeBob games that came out of Activision, and the last one was SpongeBob SquarePants back in 2015. So SpongeBob games have been kind of on limbo recently, basically. But yeah, now THQ Nordic is here, making new SpongeBob games, but, well, honestly, as far as I know, Rehydrate is the only SpongeBob game that's coming out pretty soon. That's just a remake of this game, so it's hard to say when there'll be another actual new SpongeBob game. It's really hard to say. I mean, there's been a lot of them made over the years, but recently they've been kind of a dying breed, it seems like, because, I mean, in the last 2 weren't really that good, honestly. The 2 that came out of Activision, Plankton's Robotic Revenge and Hero Pants. I played Plankton's Robotic Revenge on this channel. I had the Wii version, and recently I got all the other versions, the PS3 version, the Xbox 360, so on. It's available on so many platforms. But needless to say, I'm not a big fan of it, and I heard that Hero Pants is not much better. In fact, actually probably worse, but you know, I'll find out when I actually get around to playing it. So basically, but yeah, when Rehydrate does come out next year, I am 100% sure I'm going to be, you can bet that I pre-ordered it, and I will be LPing it immediately when it comes out, like literally. I don't know how I'm going to make it work, but I will make it work somehow to where I can LP that game immediately upon its release. And that's honestly a new thing for me. I've never LP'd a game directly after its release. Besides, I think the closest I got to that was Kirby's Return to Dreamlands. And that was for a blind Let's Play. And I hope to do something like that again in the near future. So, honestly, where is the... Okay, so there's a bus stop right there. What the heck, I'll do it. So right here we have this this long teetering platform, and honestly you can actually get straight to the golden spatula from here if you want to, if you actually want to, but I'm not going to. But yeah, that's just optional. If you want to like do a cool speedrunning tactic, you can do that, but I'm not going to do that. Speaking of speedruns, yeah, this game has a very active speedrunning community. It's that good of a game. In fact, actually, some people actually make a living off of playing this game, and I can honestly have a hard time believing that, but yeah, it's actually true. Some people do. So, you cannot deny the success and the cult following that this game has. So, I don't know, maybe some people who do play this game don't consider it good, but still enjoy playing it for other reasons, but I don't know. I personally think it's a good game, and I love playing it. I play it every single year, at least. In fact, this year I played it multiple times because I got the Xbox and PS2 version, so I practiced those. So that's 2 playthroughs right there, and then I practiced the Xbox version again for this Let's Play. So, yeah, I played this game a lot already this year, so I pretty much know it inside out at this point. After all these years playing it, it's almost 20 years old at this point too. Well, 17, but still. SpongeBob can jump up walls with this symbol appear. Up walls when this symbol appears. Jump against the side wall and press the A button to jump again. So yeah, SpongeBob can wall jump in this game, which is pretty awesome. They must have gotten that inspiration from Mario 64, because that's the probably most recent game that came before this where you can do that. Well, actually, no, Super Mario Sunshine came a year early. You can do that too. So. Either way, wall jumping's a cool thing to do in this game. Some Tartar bots here, and our golden spatula. Another thing about the Xbox console is that there's no memory card, so all you have to avoid doing is just turning off the console. But you know, the PS2 and GameCube, they have memory cards, so you can't touch those like whenever you're saving.
Bubble buddy! Gosh, everyone is trying to help out today.
Step quietly there. That King Jellyfish is just up at the top of this path. Good luck. You'll need it.
Thanks, Bubble buddy.
Yeah, Bubble Buddy, pretty much a lot of characters will make appearances in places where they're not really appropriate, but they're there anyway, so honestly I don't mind that much. But, coming up here, as you can well imagine, is our first boss battle. Well, mini-boss battle.
I knew the King Jellyfish was big, but who knew he had such a beautiful voice?
Alright, so here we are, the first mini-boss battle with King Jellyfish. And interesting enough, this boss fight has a bug that no other boss fight has, where the music does not play unless you die. It's actually supposed to be playing the big fight music, but it doesn't play on any of the console versions until you die. It's a bug across all 3 of the versions. It's not just on the GameCube version. So, that's kind of dumb, but whatever. Just it is what it is. Sometimes I purposely die immediately at the beginning of this battle just to make it happen. And yeah, he laughs every time you take a hit, but whatever. He's still very, very easy, despite all the jellyfish he spawns, and they'll actually go straight for you, but yeah, it's still pretty easy. And with that, you've gotten the King Jellyfish Jelly. Return to Squidward for your reward. What is that reward? Well, I'll give you one hint. It's shiny.
It's shiny.
No, it's not shiny objects. Okay, so, well, it is a shiny object. I'll give you that hint, but it's not shiny objects. It would be pretty cool though. So Jellyfish Fields is actually the only area, I believe, where we can see footage of Rehydrate on, and actually there's a lot taller grass basically in this area, and you can actually see footage of the King Jellyfish battle. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, there's not really that much footage available of Rehydrate, just the Jellyfish Fields and some other stock footage, I suppose. Now on this slide right here, you're gonna want to jump off straight right here. There's a secondary path down here, and this will lead to another one of Patrick's socks. I mentioned in the last episode that that Jellyfish Fields has the most socks of any world in the entire game. How many socks are there? 14. Yeah, there's 14 socks in Jellyfish Fields, and you can't get 2 of them on your first playthrough. So we've only got 12 out of 14, but that's the most we could possibly get right now. And also, we just got our 10th golden spatula, which means we're 10% of the game. So yeah, these purple jellyfish right here, which I believe I think they're inspired by the blue jellyfish that we had in Jellyfish Hunter. These jellyfish actually take 2 hits, but this is the only time you'll ever see them. Literally. You never see blue jellyfish in any other area of the game. I don't know why. You would think that the blue jellyfish at some point, like later on in the game, would become like the standard jellyfish or something like that to add difficulty, but no. This is the only place you ever see them. This, like right down here, and also in the King Jellyfish battle.
See, no problem. You could do anything you set your mind and your muscle to.
Oh yeah, Larry's in this game too. But don't worry. This is nice Larry. We had Jerky Larry in Revenge of the Flying Dutchman, but in this game, he's nice Larry. Anyways, back to Jellyfish Rock. Hey, Squidward, what's up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that feels so much better.
Try listening to that out of context.
Anything for my best friend Squidward. Can I rub some on?
Okay, that too.
What if I just gave you this?
Maybe. There's our shiny object. That is not actually a shiny object, but a golden spatula. Alright, so with that, Jellyfish Fields is done. So look at your pause screen. As you can see, we have all 8 golden spatulas and 12 out of 14. That's all you can do for your first visit to Jellyfish Fields. So let's get on back to Bikini Bottom and turn those 10 socks to get, or 10 of our 16 socks to Patrick. So every world in this game has a central objective that takes you through the world. In Jellyfish Fields, it was the King Jellyfish Jelly for Squidward. Every single world in this game has some sort of main objective that you're trying to get to that'll get you a golden spatula. But the rest of the golden spatulas in the world are basically just side missions you can do to get extra golden spatulas, basically. That's all there is to it. Anyways, talk to Patrick.
Wow, SpongeBob, you found some!
Now they're back home, safe where they belong.
Here's your golden back scratcher.
Spatula.
I don't speak Italian.
Now, as for the shiny objects to Mr. Krabs, very soon we will be finding out how to grind shiny objects the proper way. And after that, I'm just going to go ahead and turn in and get all the golden spatulas from Mr. Krabs. We're going to buy all of them at once early on in the game, actually right after Downtown Bikini Bottom, because the way to grind shiny objects is actually in Downtown Bikini Bottom, the second world of the game. So you can actually buy all the golden spatulas from Mr. Krabs like very early on. But yeah, Mr. Krabs is basically intending to use those 40,000 shiny near 40,000 shiny objects to fix up the Krusty Krab basically after all this robot mess. Anyways, second world of the game, Downtown Bikini Bottom. Let's get on in there. So got 5 minutes here, so might as well do it.
Downtown Bikini Bottom. Once a bustling metropolis, now a debris-covered crater.
SpongeBob, the robots are destroying Downtown Bikini Bottom. We have to evacuate!
All right, but it's gonna take a while to get all this dust.
Not vacuum, evacuate. We have to get everyone to safety.
Can we just load them up in the boats?
That won't do any good.
Why not?
Because the robots have taken all the steering wheels.
Couldn't we just drive in a straight line?
No, there are too many turns.
Those fiends, they've thought of everything. Never fear, Mrs. Puff. I'll get those steering wheels back.
SpongeBob, if you're involved, I always fear. But I tell you what, if you can pull this off, I'll give you a golden spatula.
How about a driver's license instead?
Nice try.
I like you, Mrs. Puff. I like you nicer like this. I like you when you're not trying to murder SpongeBob in a demolition derby. When SpongeBob touches his ball, he will change into a SpongeBall. So yeah, we have our first appearance of the Sponge Ball. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Very interesting mechanic we'll be into very soon. But first of all, we have Jellyfish. We have Chomp Bots. Yep, these are Chomp Bots. Now, since these are small robots, the game doesn't have like an official introductory of them. They just kind of randomly start appearing. And that's kind of the common theme with small robots that take only one hit to destroy. So the game will only, like, won't even bother introducing properly.
3 years running.
Get used to SpongeBob saying that, because he says that, like, with pretty much the vast majority of steering wheels he collects. So it gets it gets a little annoying after a while. But yeah, steering wheels are the main objective of Downtown Bikini Bottom. We're getting all the steering wheels back for the robots, basically. That's all there is to it. But Downtown Bikini Bottom is a lot more fun of a world than Jellyfish Fields was. I can trust you. I can definitely tell you that. But anyways, we have a cannon that's shooting sinks. Yeah, sinks. Sink Buddy! Nope, this is definitely not Sink Buddy. But either way, Sink Smasher, more like, will help you by destroying the Thunder Tikis on top of these tall stone Tiki towers. And thus allowing you to hit these buttons. Why do that? Well, you'll see here in a bit. I mean, generally, if you push buttons in this game, it will yield, positive results. Normally if you push someone's buttons, it doesn't yield positive results, but in this case, it does. So let's see what said positive results are. Other than the collective deaths of all the sink smashers. I don't know, I was trying to think of a cool name for these that aren't Sink Buddy, because they're anything but Sink Buddies. Either way, golden spatula on top of the statue. Cool stuff.
Just my size.
Yeah, that's another thing. SpongeBob will say just my size anytime whenever we see the smaller robots. So that's just kind of a thing that happens. It's a thing. Okay, so we got Tarbot here, and inside this fallen building here is one of Patrick's socks. Alright. You really should have more dangerous robots, getting these, or hiding these socks, just saying. Whoever's behind I mean, like, there's obviously some sort of central mind that's controlling these robots. I mean, like, there's no doubt about that, so something's thinking about where all these socks go. Anyways, this is a dead end right here. You can't actually go any further, but you still want to go there first to get that golden spatula from that statue. So, anyways, let's get the SpongeBob rolling. First, press this button. SpongeBob basically is a faster way of moving with SpongeBob. That's all there is to it. Not much more to it. It's not really that special, but they do pretty cool stuff with it later on in the game. Ooh, better hide behind the rocks here, because these guys are here. Alright, now Gary's a trooper. This robot is called G-Love. The best way to deal with him is bubble bounce him from above. Yeah, that's all there is to it. So basically, it's your basic spinner robot. I think he does need a hand. SpongeBob needs a hand to go to hell. So we'll jump on top of these Tikis here to get the steering wheel.
3 years running.
So, I'm not entirely sure what SpongeBob means by that, Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt he's talking about 3 years running. I don't know about any Bikini Bottom scavenger hunts running since 2000, but whatever. So, I guess one other thing I want to mention about Rehydrate is that I actually in case anyone's wondering, I actually pre-ordered all 4 versions of it. The Switch version, the PS4 version, the Xbox One version, and the PC version. I might mention one of those twice. I apologize if I did. And that's actually kind of surprising because, well, it might be surprising because I already own, well, I don't own an Xbox One yet. I own all the other things that's being released on, but I don't own an Xbox One yet. Why am I getting the Xbox One version when I don't own Xbox One yet? Because eventually I will, you know. If you know you're going to own a console eventually, then it doesn't hurt to, you know, start collecting games for it, because so that way you have games for it once you get it, so it doesn't feel like a waste of money when you do buy a new console. Just saying. That's just the logic I go off of. So for that reason, I have collected pretty much every SpongeBob game that's been on a console and a handheld. I don't own all the PC SpongeBob games, and there's probably like billions of them out there. But as far as SpongeBob, you know, console and handheld games, I've collected all of them. So yeah, that was pretty exciting when I managed to get all of them. For better or for worse, honestly, because I still haven't played Hero Pantsy and I still don't know if it really is as bad as people are saying. So there we go. Let's get through this. Once you get past these gates here, you don't have to worry about them going back up or anything. They're open for good at that point. It's one of the permanent changes that happen. And wow, I ran out of time. Or I stopped paying attention to the time, and because I went over it. But that's okay, not a big deal. So,
like a new sponge.
next time on Battle for Bikini Bottom, we're going to go inside the first nautical bank of Bikini Bottom. You know, the bank of Bikini Bottom Bank. Okay, not really. You can't actually go inside here, unfortunately. But still, we're going to be doing some more Downtown Bikini Bottom stuff. And oh god. Oh god. It's a re-killer. Okay, not funny whatsoever. Okay, bye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of Battle for Bikini Bottom. I'd like to give a special shout out to currently my only patron, JC the Texas Scratcher. If you want your channel featured here or early content, consider supporting me on Patreon. If you like what you see, consider subscribing and clicking the bell to be notified of new episodes. See y'all tomorrow for another video.